It does not matter what you have done sexually. Your wife has the right to be mad about whatever she wants to be mad about. I have guys over and over again come into my program and they have this issue with my behaviors weren't as bad as the other guys in the group, right? All my behavior stopped at pornography, right? Or just one time. There's these other guys who they've acted out 20 times, 50 times, 100 times. Again, it does not matter. I have guys in my group, their acting out consisted of 6 episodes of watching pornography, and they only masturbated one time out of those 6 episodes. And his wife was just as mad as the partner whose husband cheated on her 500 times. Just as mad. It's because it's the deception that bothers them. Now, yes, obviously, more acting out behaviors is going to be far more traumatic to them, right? It's going to be a lot more for them to think about and process. Okay, so I'm not saying that more isn't worse, it is. But any deception is bad. Here's what I like to tell guys. Imagine this. Imagine that your wife was gone every single Thursday night, and she told you she was going to yoga with a friend and that they would grab appetizers afterwards and hang out. Well, what if you found out that every single Thursday night she was actually going to another guy's house and they weren't doing anything sexual, but they were drinking wine together, eating chocolates, and they would enjoy watching various sitcoms together and have deep conversations. But she lied to you about it. And every Thursday you would say, "Hey, honey, how was yoga?" And she would say, "Oh, it's fine." And she would crawl into bed right next to you. All the while, you not knowing that she was out at some guy's house and they were, again, drinking wine together, watching movies, having deep conversations. Now, again, nothing sexual happened, but she was lying to you about this over and over and over again. Imagine how you would feel. I won't speak for you, but I would be pissed. I mean, I would be livid to find out that she was actually hanging out with this other guy and that she never told me about it. Now, again, nothing sexual happened in that example, but I would be very upset. I would feel very violated. It would be hard to trust her again. If she was going somewhere, I'd have to wonder, what, is she hanging out with another guy instead of me? Right? And again, there's nothing sexual in that example, but it would be very offensive and harmful to the relationship. So imagine now, here we are. You're admitting to sexual betrayal to your wife of any capacity, anywhere along the spectrum, objectifying women on social media all the way up to hiring sex workers. In the end, the fact that you lied about it and then crawled into bed next to her, that's the offensive piece. If you get caught up in comparing your acting out behaviors to the acting out behaviors of other guys, and if you ever have that come out of your mouth to your wife, that she is in some way overreacting to your actions because other guys have done worse, I'm just going to warn you, that conversation is not going to go very well. And it's because that's really not the core of her hurt. The core of her hurt was that you chose other women over her. And that doesn't matter if you actually physically slept with them or if you were just staring at them for 15 or 20 minutes on your phone. To her, it's the same thing. You are staring at other women's bodies or touching other women's bodies, or they're touching you, and you're hiding it from me. You're lying about it, and you're coming home and you're getting into bed and sleeping next to me. Sometimes you went off and just had sex with somebody else, and you came back and you had sex with me the same day, right? It's the deception that irritates them, because imagine this. If they can't trust you, can you imagine how scary that is? That every time you say that you're going somewhere, that I don't know if you're actually there. And then when you come home and you crawl into bed with me, I don't know if you actually were doing something or staring at other women that day. That's the issue. The issue is I can't rely on you. You are an unreliable, unsafe person. Right? Are you safe to have my kids around? Are you going to do the same to them and lie to our family? Right? So again, words of warning. It's not the actions that are causing the issue. It's the deception that's causing the issue. Living with someone who you cannot trust is extremely disruptive. It's very harmful to the relationship. And all I would ask everybody listening, for the guys who are listening to this, try to put yourself in their shoes. Try to imagine what it would be like to live with a liar. Can you just really imagine that? Someone you can't trust to tell you the truth. All the sexual stuff aside, the fact that you're living with a liar and that this person doesn't always tell you what's actually going on. So words of advice, remember, it's the deception, it's the lack of integrity, it's the lack of safety that's causing the relational issue. And that's why it takes 2-3 years for these women to really come around from this. right? It takes a while for them to give you another chance. Otherwise, they don't want to look stupid and get hurt again. Words of advice: it does not matter where it was. Objectifying women on social media, even for a few minutes, all the way up to physically acting out with a woman. Your wife has the right to be mad about whatever she wants to be mad about. And it's none of your business telling her whether she should get over it, whether it's not that big of a deal, whether she's lucky to have you versus these other guys. That's not the issue at hand. The issue is deception and earning back her trust.